welcome back to the Comics family. Come and join us as we dive into this week's new releases for Wednesday the 19th of July.
Yeah, so grab yourself a coffee, ready up those snacks, just like we have, and let's dive into this week's new comics.
So, coming to us first from DC, we have Hawk Girl #1. This is the first appearance of Vulpecula. That sounds
I
like
don't know who Vulpecula is.
No, I don't know if they're a good guy, a bad guy, girl, Pokemon crossed with Dracula.
Some kind of vulture Dracula.
Blood-sucking Vulpix?
Can we stay away from the Pokemon?
Oh, that's literally where my brain is going.
Clearly.
But yeah, I have a feeling when I read the DC previews a while back, this kind of looked a bit intriguing. I can't entirely remember. She looks a bit like a female version of Falcon. Like Hawk and Falcon.
I see where you come from, but she's an alien.
Oh, she doesn't look very alien.
What?
Unless that
The
helmet...
That is a helmet, yeah.
Yeah, I assumed that was a helmet and that was just the style of it.
Literally, the only thing about her is she looks human, except for she's got a big set of wings.
Oh. They look metal as well, which is why I figured...
Yeah, they didn't used to look like...
Falcon metal wings.
They used to look like Hawk wings. So.
Oh.
And then she's got her special mace.
Her mace of power?
Yeah, I don't know. It does something.
They like to give them random names, don't they?
Hawk Girl, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the ins and outs of it. Maybe when we look at this week's, all of the releases, we can see. Because I'm sure there was something about it that was intriguing and I can't remember what.
Okay. And then we have Big Game, issue #1. This is a crossover of Mark Millar properties from Kick-Ass, The Magic Order, Kingsman, and Nemesis and more. So, I mean, Nemesis was a great series. Kick-Ass we all know and love. That's a nice cover.
Is that Kingsman as in...
Kingsman as in the TV series. The films, yes.
The films with Taron Egerton and Colin
Firth, yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Not 100%, I don't want to...
I would never have said that came from the same world as Kick-Ass.
I don't think it's the same world.
Yeah.
You know what? It might be. I'm not entirely sure. But
well, they make it sound like it's
they
the same world,
make it sound like it.
Mark Millar.
Yeah, and he, if I'm correct, is Scottish.
Oh, is he?
Because my brother had dinner in a restaurant and he was sat at the table next to him.
Your brother has a tendency to have a dinner at restaurants and have random Scottish celebrities sat next to him.
He's also too much of a pussy to talk to him, so.
Didn't he have dinner next to a footballer on a first date?
No, he was in a casino and the guy behind him had been really loud, and when he turned around to him and shut the fuck up, it was Bruce Willis.
No, I swear that...
Oh, yeah, with the Celtic player.
Yeah, the Celtic player that was on a first date and looked absolutely terrified.
It was James Forrest. It wasn't the first date, it's just he looks about 12.
Yeah.
Really, he was like 34, 35.
He does look about 12. Yeah. Even now he looks about 12. Anyway, sticking with comic books rather than Celtic footballers. Coming to us from Image, we have Scrapper #1. This is a 6-issue limited city where a stray dog and his buddy fight for justice against the totalitarian forces of a post-apocalyptic domed city. You had me with dog and his buddy fighting forces of evil. But yeah, post-apocalyptic domed city doesn't make it sound quite so happy-go-lucky.
I don't get it.
It looks a bit like Lucky the Pizza Dog.
He's got one eye as well. I don't get it. Why are dogs fighting crime in a domed city? I don't get why.
Are all the survivors animals? And it's like an anthropomorphic animal thing?
No, because the guys driving the flying car look like people.
Oh.
But clearly as our animals are gone because like a couple of rats and some pigeons there. But it's from Image, and Image books tend to do well. I don't get it.
I'm confused. I'm intrigued. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it. But there is something that I'm like, I want to know why this is special. It's the kind of thing that you can imagine them turning into a film at some point, though.
Maybe not. Then we have, for all you Star Trek nerds out there, Star Trek Day of Blood, issue #1.
That doesn't sound happy either.
Well, The immortal emperor of the Klingon Empire prepares to declare war on all those who do not follow the red path. Well, the Klingons are already a fucking crazy bunch of warriors, so... I mean...
He looks angry. He's
He
not.
looks Klingon.
He
It's
looks like,
IDW, so, you know, as long as the bus doesn't crash, you might get it this week. If not...
You might get it in about a year. He looks like Klingon Jesus. With the robe and the crown. He looks like Klingon Jesus.
That's not a crucifix he's carrying.
No, but the crown of thorns, it looks a bit...
I see where you're coming from.
And the white robes
and I apologise
stuff.
to any religious people out there who are listening to this. Obviously, he's not
looks
Jesus.
like Klingon version of.
Maybe
the
Jesus.
Klingons are actually very devoutly godly people.
I don't really follow Star Trek. So on that note, I'm going to move on before we start a biblical fucking podcast.
Okay, right, we are hitting the Night Terrors for this week. So we have Night Terrors Catwoman at number 1. That's a David Nakayama cover, I think.
No,
isn't it?
No.
Oh no.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah, no, I thought I saw it on his thing. I must have seen it. Maybe it was the previews I saw it on because I was like, why is she making out with a snake?
He's taken over. He's doing some Poison Ivy and he's doing some Catwoman covers.
Yes,
DC.
I've seen his Catwoman's and he's got Poison Ivy 14, I think, which is out in September because they've put all of their normal releases on hold over Night Terrors.
Now, is she making out with these snakes or are they literally just ripping her
I think they're biting her. But when I saw the little version, when I saw the little version, I was like, why is she deep throating a snake?
Yeah.
But I am intrigued to see what her nightmare is.
I'm intrigued to see what all their nightmares are.
Yes.
So then we've got Night Terrors Nightwing issue number 1. Now, this just looks crazy. I'm assuming that's it looks like Scarecrow with the weird Freddy Krueger hand and his nightmare juice. I don't know who the other guy is.
I don't think I want to know about someone's nightmare juice.
Definitely. And continuing on from more smart from Rachel, we have. He looks like he's had the Joker gas when he's high as a kite. But it's still a nice cover. I like that.
Yeah, it's intriguing.
And as much as I don't like Night Terrors, I don't like DC, I am enjoying the Night Terror series.
Yeah, the couple that I have read, I have really enjoyed. So I have got a couple more to read. I really need to read the first one, as well, like the
actual Night Terrors.
Yeah, the actual. Have you done
Night
the
Terror? Bloodline?
No, because you sealed it and put it away before I had a chance to.
No, I haven't. It's sitting on the side.
Cool, because I've only read Joker and Poison Ivy so far.
And I haven't read Poison Ivy, so.
But this is one I may have to get because when I said about getting a couple of the other females, Lizzie was like, "Well, you should definitely get Punchline then." So yeah,
she has a
Night Terrors Punchline number 1. This is the first appearance of a Nightmare Realm version of Batgirl. So Lizzie,
her nightmare is Batgirl.
Yeah, so Lizzie is a massive Punchline fan. She keeps trying to get me into Punchline.
I believe she cosplays as Punchline.
I can imagine that. So yeah, I might have to get this. Well, to be fair, we are thinking of getting all of the Night Terrors at the moment. So
no, we're not.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm kind of leaning towards getting all of the female Night Terrors anyway, just because that goes with my women theme of my collection.
Nice cover.
Been going through my collection today is, entirely female. But yeah, I might have to get that one. And here is the one that is making you doubt your life.
Yeah, here we go. Night Terrors Superman issue number 1. And it's the first appearance of the Super Reaper. So not only is it a freaking book I don't want to get, but I feel I need to, it's also a fucking first appearance.
So, this is the thing. We've started with Night Terrors, and it is sucking us in. We do kind of want to get all of them because we are really intrigued by it. But you regular listeners will know that he absolutely hates Spider-Man. Superman.
Wow, give me back that wedding ring.
He loves Spider-Man, hates Superman with a passion, has none of it in his collection. In the 4,600 books or whatever it is that we've got, there is zero Superman. There's a lot of Spider-Man. There is actually zero Superman. So does he break the tradition of 37 years and cave and buy a Superman book purely because it is part of the Night Terror series, or does he skip it?
And if I do I sacrifice a limb to make an apology to the comic gods? Yes, I think that's a good idea.
However, this is obviously the concept of Night Terrors is that their worst fears are coming true. So you would be getting a Superman book, but he would be getting tortured, and it would be his nightmare.
Yeah, but eventually they're all going to win because they always do. They're the superheroes.
There's only 2 books in the series.
Is he going to die again? Because I'm well up for that.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't.
Maybe they don't rescue him.
He rescues everyone. He's like all their powers. He has them all to himself. The Justice League are just appendages of him because he can do everything they can do. What's the point in the Justice League?
But
apart from Batman, who's super smart, because this fucking cornbread hick is a moron. He's just got a heart of gold that everyone loves. Although he could pop Batman like a grape, he only keeps him around because he's super fucking smart. He figures things out before he
has
does.
a lot of money. But he isn't the one tying it all together. Batman's the one that's appearing everywhere.
Batman is their go-to. He is their...
Batman is in their nightmares.
Batman gets into a lot of people's nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah, especially those that are underage.
Only the boys, though.
No, there's a lot of Batgirls out there.
Oh, is there?
There's a lot of Batgirls. He's got the Bat family.
Equal opportunities rolling around in the Batcave in spandex now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He has the Bat family, which is like the old Robins, the current Robins, the Batgirls, Oracle, who, if it wasn't for him, wouldn't be fucking crippled in a wheelchair.
It's like, yes, let's keep all of our victims together and they can form their own support group.
It's more Joker's victims that, again, it's his fault because he made kids run around in fucking spandex.
Yeah. And fight a complete fucking psychopath. Yeah. Although, if you've read Joker's Night Terrors, he is currently working for Wayne Enterprises.
That is true.
So, this is on my pull list this week is Night Terrors Wonder Woman, because I am kind of intrigued by this. But why is she cuddling a monkey? I have a feeling we talked about this.
Sherlock Chimp or whatever his name is.
Detective Bones or something.
I thought it was like Sherlock Chimp. Was that the one I made up?
Detective Chimp.
Detective.
It might be Detective Chimp.
Detective Monkey.
But I remember, we had a whole debate when we did the previews, didn't we, about the ridiculousness of it being.
I don't like her face.
A monkey. Oh, well,
it just
don't
looks weird.
Dislike it.
But I'm pretty sure this monkey is the one that when he comes to arrest you, he flings his poo at you, and then you're so distracted that he gets cuffs on.
Okay.
That's probably not true, but what was fine.
No.
But
what is it with DC and putting random monkeys in things? Because they have the Che Guevara gorilla in Peacemaker, and now we've got Sherlock Holmes chimpanzee in this.
Maybe. Are you talking about Che Guevara? Oh right, yeah, you've got him. You've got Grodd appears in the Flash as well, who's a big smart monkey, and you've got this guy. Maybe someone at DC is just really into bestiality about monkeys.
I was going to say they just watched Planet of the Apes way too many times as a kid.
Probably
I was going to go slightly less sick and twisted than you are, you freak.
Thank you. But the fact it's got Constantine and Dr. Fate as bad guys in this appeals to me.
Move on away from the monkeys.
Do you know that Constantine's actually a Scouser?
How is he?
Not Keanu Reeves.
Not Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is very much not a Scouser.
Yeah.
But move on, monkey lover.
I'm not loving the monkeys. What's the matter with you? Anyway, you've got Tales of the Titans, issue number 1, and this gives you the origin of Starfire. Here's the origin. She's an alien. Spoiler alert. Should have said that first. Revealed at last, the shocking space mission of Princess Coriander. Coriander? I thought the Americans called it cilantro. Finally, they've given in to our ways.
That's why they refuse to call it Coriander, because now they can use it as a superhero name.
That's what, yeah, it's taken them so long to finally give in and say her origin is she's an alien.
Who's the one out of Spider-Man? Firestar. Not Starfire, she's Firestar.
She's a mutant, yeah.
I was just confused because, same name, other way
Again,
around.
spoiler alert, she's a mutant.
Right. Moving on, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, Lost Day Special #1. How long does that title want to fucking be? Anyway, this is a one-shot set in the Ronin verse. Oh my god, how many people want to make a whatever verse now?
It's the multiverse, dear. Keep up.
Yeah, but what the hell is a Ronin verse?
It's meant to be in the future where all but one of the turtles is dead and Master Splinter, and he's now a wandering Ronin. You know what a Ronin is, don't you?
He's like the last of his
Yeah, so technically
people and he's an
his job is
assassin.
to avenge everyone that died, and then he's got to do himself in. I might be wrong, but my version sounds better, so I'm correct. Excuse me whilst I eat jelly beans. But, I mean, I'm not going to fuss about that cover. It's not that great.
No.
It's got,
Give me
it's got
back my
some...
happy-go-lucky turtles. I don't want, like, murdering, avenging dead people turtles. I want happy-go-lucky turtles.
Now, moving on to back to Marvel, and of course, we all love the Wesley Snipes films. I'm looking forward to the Mahershala Ali films coming out. I know some people aren't, but, you can't keep the old guy around forever with Wesley Snipes. But here we have...
He is a vampire, so, you should be able to.
Wesley Snipes isn't actually a vampire. I don't understand where you're going with this.
But Blade's a vampire. He doesn't age.
He's not a vampire. He's a daywalker. They're different.
So he does age? He goes out in the sun.
He does age. He ages very slowly.
Therefore, he gets wrinkly because he's out in the sun?
If he didn't age, he'd still be a baby. He was born like this.
Oh.
He just ages super slow. So, anyway, this is Blade, issue #1. The first appearance of Adana, a deadly threat, unintentionally released by Blade.
Naughty Blade.
Must be Wesley Snipes. That's a nice cover.
Drawn to look like Wesley Snipes.
Last I checked, the Avengers, when they agreed to give the vampires their own nation, vampires were told, you can have it, but Blade's your chief of police, basically. They're like, what? Yeah, he is there to keep order. Boom. Hopefully this is still in their nation, which is in Chernobyl.
Oh, okay, because it's not going to affect them.
Yeah.
They are the people that can live
But
there.
they also there to clean up. They can clean up the radiation and shit.
Is Morbius part of it?
No, Morbius is a vampire, but he's a new special kind of vampire. Because he doesn't get it through being bitten and dying and stuff, he makes himself a vampire. He's a living vampire. So he gets the strengths and all that.
So he doesn't get to be living their special vampire commune.
Oh, they fucking hate him.
Oh, okay.
But then he fights vampire. He was part of the original Midnight Suns with Blade. He'd go around killing vampires. So Blade hunts Morbius to begin with. With Hannibal King.
Is that what Midnight Suns is about?
The originals.
Oh.
No. The originals is they fight Lilith, mother of the monsters, and Morbius, Blade, Hannibal King, Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, and Johnny Blaze. Doctor Strange, I think, is in it as well. Stop pulling back my memories.
Okay, it's only because I got one the other day and I was like...
You've got a new one. I haven't read the new ones yet. I'm intrigued purely because the cover is a David Nakayama.
That's why I bought it. I've got #5 or whatever it is because it's an Agatha Harkness, David Nakayama cover.
I've got all the original issues except for one of the Ghost Riders, so that's on my list.
Anywho, moving on. We have Deadpool Bad of Blood #2. This is the first appearance of Arcata and the first full appearance of Shatterstorm, who had a cameo in issue #1. Huh. Is that Shatterstorm?
Oh. Yeah.
She's Shatterstorm.
Yeah.
And that's some kind of weird, creepy symbiote dude with a giant tongue.
It looks like Venom Paul.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand why Venom Paul's in it.
Why wouldn't he be?
Because he wasn't in the last one. But, we'll see.
So, yeah. You had the last one, so I know that you'll be getting this one, and I'm sure we'll go into it a little bit more.
Of course I'll be getting this one. It's Deadpool.
It's Deadpool, yeah. So maybe we will go into a bit more detail on that one when we get to it.
Yep. And then we have Extreme Venomverse #5. Oh, we've got a few first appearances here. You got the first appearance of King Pain, the Kaiju Venom, the first appearance of Major League Venom. What? And the first appearance of Marble Walker Venom.
Hang on. So clearly the dude over the back is the Kaiju
Kaiju.
Venom because he looks like Godzilla. That's Major League Venom.
I don't think this is the Marble Walker. This is Jeff.
I was like,
this
that's
is
Venom Jeff.
It is Venom Jeff, yes.
I love Jeff. Jeff is awesome. They can't make Jeff evil.
But they venomize everyone.
True.
It just covers. Then they'll probably kill Jeff at some point.
No, you're not allowed to kill
Everyone
Jeff.
dies
Jeff is cute.
and they come back.
Right. Next we have a Moon Knight, City of the Dead #1. So we have, they're going to make me say it again. Layla El Fowley becomes the third Scarlet Scarab, and this is the first appearance of the Jackal Knight.
Oh.
Seriously, someone needs to tell me how to pronounce that. Layla El...
Foley.
Is that actually how you pronounce
it? It is now.
Fowley.
It's falafel.
No.
Her name is Layla Falafel. I've changed Marvel. I'm going to send you a letter. If you don't change it, I'm going to burn down your headquarters.
Faluli.
It's falafel. But this will be a great investment book for anyone out there.
Yes.
Definitely think this will be one that will give you a good return if you sell it. Not for me, because I love Moon Knight and I'm going to collect this purely for reading and storing away for when I die and the kids sell my comic collection and go, oh, the old bastard will worth something.
Well, that'll pay for your nursing home.
Oh, no, just take me out in the garden and shoot me.
So, that is a nice cover as well, to be fair.
That is a nice cover.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
And I'm sure, again, this is going to be on the pull list. We've got quite a long pull list.
And you can try and pronounce the name again.
No. You can do it this time.
Okay, it's Layla Falafel. Why was this not on my list?
Clearly you need to update your list.
Clearly I do. But we have Spider-Man India, issue #2. A new lizard hatches. And it's the possible first appearance of a new lizard. How the fuck can you say a new lizard hatches and then say it's a possible first appearance?
Depends whether it actually makes it out of the egg or not. Maybe you'll just see like a little bit. You'll see like a little bit.
At the end of the first one, you see the guy sort of transitioning into being the lizard.
Okay.
So I'd assume this one is either going to carry on from where it was, or it's going to be set later and he's hunting the lizard. Well, you never know. But the first one was good. I'd definitely recommend this series. I know I've only read the first one because that's the only one that's come out. But it'd be a good one to
so far it's proving good, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know about this one. So next we have What If Dark Spider-Gwen #1. What if Spider-Man died instead of Gwen Stacy?
I want to see a what if Gwen had lived. What would have happened to Peter and Gwen? Sorry, carry on.
Stan Lee would have got to live out the storyline that he'd planned, and MJ would have stayed a sideline character.
MJ wouldn't have even appeared, probably.
I thought she was in it just as a background.
Yeah, she'd have probably been stuck with Harry Osborn or something.
Yeah.
She'd be what Liz Allen is now.
But yeah, I may have to get this one.
It makes me wonder if they've brought her back lately just to be good to Stan, because he always wanted Gwen. He had more for Gwen.
Yes.
She's getting a lot more in the last few years.
And to be fair, she's like with the whole Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her. You know, she's becoming quite a predominant character in her own right.
She's very popular, yeah.
Yes. And I think that helps because Little Miss, considering she's not even 2 yet, is developing a love of Spidey.
Yeah.
Her brother loves it. Her brother wants to watch it. He's even trying to branch out into watching other TV shows, and she's going, no, Spidey. No, Spidey. And I don't know if that's because she likes Spider-Man, or does she like Ghost Spider? Does she like Spin?
Or does she like that cartoon?
Yeah, she may just really like it as a cartoon in general. But there weren't females for girls like, you know.
There was, but they weren't
not to the same
popular enough.
Yeah.
They weren't put out there enough, and they weren't on the front lines. Like, if you had Spider-Woman, you had Catwoman, you had others, but
when we were growing up, like if you're thinking the 80s, 90s, if you thought of a if you wanted to dress up as a superhero as a girl, your choices were Wonder Woman or Wonder Woman.
Or Batgirl, but again, sidekick. No, you're right. I'll give DC the due. Wonder Woman was kind of put out there a bit more because she had that TV series. Marvel didn't. They probably did, but I never really seen it.
Yeah.
You obviously didn't see it. Where
Now
now it's
there
very
are
much
like the female
equal rights
heroes
pushed up,
are
which is good. It's great.
yeah, and they've got so many really, really good female characters, as my collection of 3.5 short boxes that I've gone through today shows. It is all female stories.
But I think that's brilliant, and it's good for young girls to come up now because I fell in love with Marvel through the cartoons. Everyone
Yeah,
thinks it's because of my brother. It's not. It's because of the cartoons. But I watched Spider Man. I watched the Hulk. I watched the X Men, which was good because X Men they had some really good storylines with like Rogue and Jean Grey and Jubilee.
yeah. Oh, she loves Hulk as well. She kept running around
That's
in her
because
brother's
she's
Hulk
feral.
mask earlier on.
But it is really good that girls now can go to conventions of, well, I don't want to be Spider Man. I can now be Spider Gwen
Yes, she does.
or Spider
You
Woman. You
don't
don't
have
see a
to
lot of
dress
Spider
up
Women.
in a Spider-Man costume. You can have a female version of. You can dress up as Spider-Man if you want to, but you don't have to. There are now female equivalents out there for you to,
Yeah,
want to be. And that brings us to the end of the keys for this week.
that is true. That is the end of the case for the week. So then we're going to move on to our pull list.
Okay, so moving on to our decidedly long pull list for this week.
So we've got, starting off, Black Panther, issue number 2. Who is the mysterious BSer, or as we call her, the White Fleet? Delve deeper into Wakanda, as we and T'Challa have never seen her. No longer in the Golden City, T'Challa goes deep undercover to try and understand the heart of this city, but feels it has been forgotten by the Black Panther. And some people aren't happy with the rumours that a Black Panther has been skulking around burning. T'Chaka, like the alluring thief BSR, fortunately some new allies and familiar faces will remind T'Challa that outcast or no, the Black Panther never completely dies. Never completely alone. My bad.
To be fair, he does die because, it was very, very sad.
Yeah, the real guy died. Chadwick Boseman. It was very sad, but I didn't say die. I did say die. I meant say alone.
Yes, there's a very big difference.
Yeah, it's an okay cover. You're going to get the Hellfire, obviously.
Yes, so the Hellfire is next on the pull list because, come on, how beautiful is that Hellfire Gala cover?
Very.
That is a nice cover.
That is a lovely cover. This one just looks the La Rocca variant. It's not bad.
It's okay.
Slightly popped over to England and nicked the crown jewels.
I don't think I want to know about Black Panther's crown jewels, thanks. That's a very tight suit.
Really? You and your smut. That one's okay. That doesn't. Meh. This one I quite like. The Sousa variant.
You mean you're tempted to have something that isn't an A cover?
What do you think?
You're getting the A cover.
Of course I'm getting the A cover. This is probably a 1 in 25.
Yeah, this is one that we're going to end up with 2 copies of purely because I need the Hellfire for my Hellfire collection.
Yep.
So, moving on. Next, we have Blade number 1 that we've obviously already touched on. Marvel's Slickest Vampire Hunter returns in a brand new ongoing by Brian Hill and Elena Casagrande. True evil is patient, and a dark ancient power has been simmering quietly for centuries. When Blade himself is the one to unknowingly unleash it, Marvel's entire supernatural underworld will come out of hiding to demand he handle it, or pay a pound of flesh for his mistakes. Bloodbaths, blackmail, and Blade. You won't want to miss the explosive first issue of this new volume.
And they are correct, because I don't. Oh, there's a lot of variants for this one. So let's start with the
Is
creepy
that a
one.
Peach Momoko variant?
This one is
No,
a Frank Miller.
that is clearly not a Peach Momoko variant.
I don't like that one.
No, that's creepy. I meant
We've
the
got
next one.
there is a
It is a
Momoko variant,
Momoko variant.
and that is very Wesley Snipes.
That is
That is
nice though.
very
That is a
Wesley
nice
Snipes.
cut. Like I don't like Blade. I've never had a reason to like Blade. I'm not saying I actively dislike him. I've just never had a reason to
Have you
like
ever
him.
seen the films?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm not.
This is
I think
me and
someone might.
films. You know what I'm like.
Yeah, that's why I said it. But I like that. That's a nice cover.
That is a really nice cover.
I'm not going to go through all these. The negative space one.
Yeah, it's
It's
alright.
okay. The Marvel icon.
That's quite cool.
That is quite cool. Marquez variant.
That is
That
also
is
kind of
cool.
cool.
That is cool. And the fucking blinds. Everyone's doing this bloody sunblinds thing at the minute.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I
Well,
keep
I suppose
saying
it makes sense for him.
but
Being
it's
a
cool with
vampire.
the vampire and Daywalker.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why they're trying to get in to get away from the sunshine.
You keep calling him a vampire.
He is.
He's a Daywalker.
Still a vampire.
I'm going to bite you in a minute.
You can try.
Okay. Right, moving on.
Yes.
Tasty. We have Deadpool, Bad Blood number 2. And this is Deadpool versus Shatterstorm. And that's just the beginning. Deadpool thinks he's pretty good with a sword. But is he good enough to trounce the mysterious blade brandishing Shatterstorm? Win or lose, will old Wade Wilson have what it takes to navigate the terrors of Kill Bill? Kill Bill, okay. And who or what is Arcata? Rob Liefeld's Tour de Force Deadpool epic continues with big surprises and epic action, unlike anything else on the stands. Now, we watched Liefeld YouTube
Yeah, like a little
yesterday,
discussion about him. It was quite interesting.
and they've said he can't draw.
Well, they
Yes,
didn't say
he
he
does.
can't draw.
They did. The guy specifically said he didn't understand how he got to where he is because he can't draw. I mean, I'll give him his due.
It's the whole thing of like the memes of he can't draw thing.
He-
Admittedly, the left foot, so our right, that's an all right foot. It's the other foot that's just spacky.
yeah,
He's
give
got
it
one
that.
good foot.
And it's his overabundance of pouches and shoulder pads, but here he hasn't because he's ripped them off. But the man can draw. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, he can definitely
He's made a
draw. He
career
wouldn't have
at it,
made
yeah.
a career as a comic book artist if he couldn't draw.
Yeah, but
But yeah, he's just not great when it comes to feet.
I agree. I don't understand how he got to the level he did. Obviously, with grit determination, or he's just really good at blowjobs.
Right place, right time.
So did Bumhole.
Good, you know.
Can't say good story because he just started drawing things.
No, I was thinking more good. Like he had a different style, didn't he, to what a lot of people were doing at the time, and it was
No,
new.
he was copying Todd McFarlane.
It was something different that to what most artists were doing at the time. Now, personally, I'm not a massive fan of his stuff. Like he's a brilliant artist, but as I was saying to you when we were watching that, both him and McFarlane, I find their art a bit too busy.
Yeah,
Like they had a whole thing that
but they said that
they were saying
there's
about,
too much.
they had this sort of rivalry of who could get more lines in a picture, and I'm like, and that is my problem with it. I prefer the simpler, clearer art that we kind of getting a bit more of back to these days.
Yeah,
You know, that sort of late 80s, early 90s with the really unusual like pane placement and the pages, and
yeah,
that's my issue with comic books, that I find it sometimes hard to follow because it was a bit all over the place on the page. And are you reading left to right across the two pages? Are you going vertically? Are you going horizontally? Like, hang on a minute, what order am I meant to be reading this? Give me a fucking novel. The words in a novel make logical sense to me. The panes in a graphic novel or a comic book don't always make logical sense to me.
and that's why I'm the main collector.
Yeah, like I love the stories out of comic books, and I think I've got more into it because of you and because of the films and things. Because the stories are great. I just sometimes my brain can't necessarily process that as an image
Yeah, and I'm
and
sure,
following it in a graphic form. I would rather read it as words.
there's loads of other people out there that are exactly the same. But I want to touch on this because this is a really nice Tyler Kirkham variant. My only question is why does he have Black Panther ears?
He does have little ears. It's cute. I like the little ears.
Also, he has 3 swords.
He had he has no mouth and little ears.
Oh my god, right, it's moving on. Then
There's
we got
another.
the Liefeld Shatterstorm variant.
That's quite nice.
Nah,
That's quite cool.
yeah, it's okay. Have you noticed one little thing though?
No feet.
No feet. Yeah, her arms seem really small.
That's because
And
she's doing.
I know she's doing that, but it's the massive shoulder pads
Yeah,
that we just touched on
you
about him with
can't
shoulder
see
pads. You
like the
can't.
top of her arms
So
underneath her shoulder pads, so it looks
she's
like she's
like
got
T
little T Rex
Rex.
arms.
I slice you with my T Rex.
They are also really high perky boobs.
There's quite a gap though.
Yeah, but they're like way up here. Like her boobs are
Considering
way
she's
up here.
running as well,
Yeah.
unless like mid bounce. Anyway, moving
Yeah.
away from Deadpool.
Moving away from Deadpool and Shatterstorm's boobs to Guardians of the Galaxy
Identical.
#4.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry.
Rocket Raccoon is back. I didn't know he'd gone anywhere. And he's not happy to see the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh no, what's happened? Where has he been all this time? What's happened to him? Get ready for a Rocket Raccoon you've never seen before. Oh yeah, he's not been in the covers, has he?
He's not been with Guardians for a little while.
Oh, has he not?
No.
He's been a little rogue raccoon.
I mean, here's the Hellfire
Oh,
Guardian.
yes.
Guardian?
So
Variant.
this is at least, unlike some of the covers that I have been ranting about of why on earth are you putting characters that are nothing to do with the story, or why are you putting homage covers on a completely different book, at least Nova has a connection to Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's one of them. Well, he was.
Yeah, like, it would make more sense if it was like a Gamora or a Star-Lord,
Yeah.
but
Why has
at
he got no shirt on?
least, I don't know. If you had a chest like that, then maybe you wouldn't want to wear a shirt.
Thank you for pointing out that I'm plump.
I wasn't. I was just saying, clearly he's proud of his abs and he wants to show them off.
Well, moving on from my man tits. Thank you for that one, my dear. We've got the Yagawa variant.
That is a crazy ass raccoon.
What?
With a cybernetic eye.
He does have a cybernetic eye, yeah. It's an okay variant.
And it makes
I
the
like the
angle
A
of
cover. I
it
think the A
with
cover's great.
whoever's arm that is sticking out. It makes it look like he has a weird arm leg.
Oh, yeah.
It looks. I was like,
Oh, I
what
think
the
it's
hell
this
is
guy.
going on with his leg? But then I realised that he's got one leg going down and then the other foot behind him,
Kicking
and
this guy in
that's
the
somebody
face.
else's arm. But I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? That's a weird cover. I don't like it.
I like the A cover.
Yeah, it comes alright. I like the Hellfire cover.
You would.
I like the Hellfire covers.
That
They're
A
really
cover's
cool.
really nice.
They're really cool. But anyway,
Why's he got Grinch hands though?
maybe whoever drew that can't do hands.
Maybe. Right.
So we've already touched on our Hellfire
Terrors.
Gala.
Nova, because we just did it.
Yep.
So then we moving into the Night Terrors.
So this is one that we've sort of played with, obviously thinking of getting all of the Night Terrors. Catwoman's nightmarish road to redemption. Forgive me, sister, for I have sinned. I murdered Valmont. I genuinely thought that said Voldemort for a minute. The man I love, in order to save the man I loved. Batman, who will never forgive me for breaking his one rule. But please forgive me, Sister Zero, for this nightmare realm that you've put me in as penance, from which I can't seem to wake up. Is my Catholic guilt come to life in the form of your rotting disciples taking my soul? Sister Maggie, if you're still somewhere in there, forgive me, and let me save us in the nightmare realm in order to save us in real life. That is, unless we should die before we wake. Okay, so Catwoman's a nun.
No.
Well, she's talking to some nuns.
Well,
She's giving
you can
confession
still
to
be
some
friends
nuns.
with the nuns.
She's giving
Even
confession
if
to
you
some
are a
nuns.
weird, crazy fucking Catwoman.
She's a not spandex, that stuff. PVC. That's the stuff I was thinking of. She's a weird PVC wearing cat burglar. That doesn't normally sit with good little Catholic girl.
No. Anyway, moving on to some of these variant covers. That's nice.
It's weird, but also kind of cool.
That's hanging off of a gargoyle or some kind.
Well, it's like an angel of death, I think, because it's a skeleton with wings.
Got to be so correct.
That's not what gargoyles look like. My mother has enough of them.
No,
That's
true.
also quite cool.
That is cool. I like that one.
That's very forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve.
It's touching on the Catholic side of it.
Yes. I do quite like that one, actually.
Oh, look. More blinds.
More blinds, yes. Peeky peeky.
Peaky Blinders. Damn it.
That is terrifying.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Well,
What
Sister
the
Maggie.
hell is going on with the crack horn on?
Yeah, Sister Maggie's definitely on something. Which looks like Catwoman's about to take.
Yeah, that nun is terrifying. I know nuns are scary, but that is, like, terrifying.
And then we've got the stock card variant here, which is the A cover with no colour on it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Again, too many lines, too busy.
But I like the A cover.
See for looking.
So let's move on to the next one on that list, which was Nightwing. Pigs, 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 and clowns. Dick Grayson wakes up in jail to realise a nightmare has come to life. He murdered someone he loves, and the only thing making it worse is his past coming to haunt him in the form of humanoid pigs, playing the characters of his childhood at Hades Circus. Scene by scene, leading up to the night of his parents' death, the Batgirls try to help Nightwing figure out who framed him, or why he killed someone. But it's his cellmate and other unlikely villains in jail who will help him solve the mystery. But are they actually helping him?
Oh, that sounds intriguing.
It does sound
It
good.
actually does sound like it's got a decent story to it.
Yeah. So let's have a look at some of these variants. Is that Hawk or Dove? I don't know. It must be Nightwing, but it's very, nightmarish.
Well, it's meant to be.
I know, that's why I said it. I knew you were going to fucking say something.
It's kind of in the title.
That one's okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's just pointless. This looks good though. With a little bat coming out his mouth.
He's like the anti-Aussie.
And when he was a boy, there was a big bat going in his mouth.
He's the anti-Aussie.
He is the anti-Aussie. It's giving him flashbacks of training with Batman.
Yeah, I think I prefer the A cover out of all of those though.
Yeah, I do like the A cover. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favourite one of those is the A cover.
Yeah.
So next we have Punchline. Alexis K, aka Punchline, has no fears, or so she'd have you believe. They will be pried out of her in the nightmare world where she's being hunted and she'll be forced to face her darkest, deepest nightmare in a true horror movie fashion. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
What's the greatest fear of someone that says they have no fears?
Usually everything. Or heights. Heights always gets them.
No, that's just tall people.
That's terrifying.
That is really creepy.
Why does it look like my sister?
No, I wouldn't say it looked like your sister.
Deborah.
No.
A little bit.
Not seeing it.
I'm seeing it.
That is also really freaking creepy.
And there's the other sister.
You are so... They are going to hurt you if they hear this.
Yeah, probably.
Again, not feeling it.
This one kind of makes sense with the whole teen scream if it works.
There we go. Oh,
Kind of shiny-ass meets scream.
Yeah.
And... yeah. Is that meant to be her? I don't know.
Maybe. I think it's...
I'm not going to
I think I prefer the A cover.
Yeah, I like the A cover.
I prefer the A cover.
So that was Punchline. Let's move on to Wonder Woman. and Detective Chimp. The Justice League Dark Against Nightmares come to life. After investigating an alarming intrusion at the now defunct Hall of Justice, Wonder Woman and her unexpected ally, Detective Chimp, I got it right! Suddenly find themselves in a world where their worst nightmares come to life. Who could possibly defeat these things that these things that go bump in the night? The Justice League Dark, the Amazon princess, reunites with her old team to save the world from a sweet dream turned into a beautiful nightmare. Plus, Queen Nubia finds herself trapped in the Well of Souls.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Okay, that's
That's a
a
cool.
very impactful cover. I
Yes.
quite like
I
that.
quite like that. That's Medusa, obviously.
Oh, is it?
And snakes coming out of the head.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to this. Inuktituli.
That's kind of cool. It's like
Yes. Child,
the
now
maiden, the
old.
mother, and the crone.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not really feeling these black and red.
No, I don't like them. Sorry, even though I did want to see it, I'm skipping through. There's that Medusa theme again.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that
I
is
don't
interesting.
particularly like it, but it's interesting.
And then, again, more
That's a lot of
Medusa
arms.
meets Vishnu.
Yeah, I was like, that is a lot of arms.
Yeah, maybe she had a one night fling with Spider Man.
And,
What? He had 6 arms at one point.
oh, did he?
Yeah.
So, next up on the list, we have Moon Knight City of the Dead. This is the debut of the new Scarlet Scarab. You have made me read this just so that I have to try and say that name again, haven't you? When a young runaway is attacked by a gang of death cultists, he is left barely alive outside the Midnight Mission. But Mark Spector made a vow long ago to defend the travellers of the night, and as long as a spark of life remains, his mission isn't over yet. Follow Moon Knight on his most harrowing adventure yet, as the Fist of Khonshu journeys far beyond the land of the living and battles across the mind-bending underworld known as the City of the Dead. Okay. Definitely sounds like an intriguing book, and I think it's one that he would like quite a bit. He's had to do a quick run upstairs because Little Miss has woken up and is now having a little screaming fit. So, Daddy to the rescue whilst we carry on and look at these. So, we have got a very temple stone carving esque cover there. That is quite a nice one over the sarcophagus. It's very imposing, and we've got a really nice Layla as Scarlet Scarab there. Do quite like that one. That one looks like it could be a Hellfire Gala. It's not, but it looks like it could be. I may have to pick that one up, possibly, because that is just a really cool cover. We then have the Laraz foil variant, which I imagine when you see it in person, if it's a foil variant, it would look a lot cooler than it does as a picture on the screen. So I'm guessing it's his white suit that's the foil and the super shiny. But yeah, it's a bit difficult to get the full impact of foil covers when it's just a drawing on a screen. Then we have the Malieve variant. That's kind of cool. You've got a little bit of like negative space, very artsy, watercolory kind of cool thing going on there. And lastly, we have a Scotty Young variant. So this may have to come home with us as well, just because it's a Scotty and it needs to go in our Scotty box. Palette. There we go. We have realised just how big our Scotty box is getting now. I think we're going to need to get it its own box soon. So, what have we got coming up next? We have a Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones. I feel like I'm missing some Hellfires here. 1, 2, 3. I'm definitely missing some Hellfires here. Grief and Revenge. Dr. Lila Bennett's revenge against all Gwens is complete. What does this mean for our very own Ghost Spider and her clones? Don't miss the chilling finale of Gwen's clone-tastic story, one that will change Spider-Gwen as we know her. Ooh, it looks like she's coming back to fight back with all of her clones. All the different versions of villains, but clones of her. So we have a Peach Momoko design variant. I normally love her stuff. It's kind of cool. I don't think I'd necessarily go out of my way to buy that one. Although the 1 in 100 Land Virgin variant is quite cool. That is Vulture Gwen. She's clearly the big one for this book. Because there we go. We've got another one of Ghosty with Vulture Gwen. Then we've got the Savage variant of her with all of her different clones again. That's quite a nice cover. Welcome back. That's quite a nice cover. And finally, we have an Unknown Comics 616, blah, 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 variant cover. Again, you've got Ghost Spider and you've got her Vulture clone and like a Mars rover buggy. I don't quite know what's meant to be going on there. Yeah, this is the finale. Did you realise that?
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. That is Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones. And then our last poll, I'm definitely missing a couple of Hellfires. Yeah, I added it.
You're missing Hellfires?
I'm missing 2 Hellfires because I'm pretty sure there's 5 out this week and I've only got 3 on the list.
Okay.
But we have X-Men Red number 13 purely because this is a Hellfire Gala variant.
It's a very nice variant.
It is a very nice
I'm not
variant.
going to touch on the book because I don't want the book.
No, we're not going to read about the book. We're not that fussed about the book. It is all about the ridiculously awesome cover. I don't remember this being on the list either. So I'm not quite sure who that is.
She's got magic sword, but I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
There's Magic's had a change of look, but
there we go. That is our pool list for this week, but I'm going to have to check what the other couple of Hellfires are so that we can check them out whilst you flip it over to the list.
Let's see what else is coming out this week then. So, Ashy just touched on. We have World's Finest, Batman, Superman, World's Finest number 17. Something is Killing the Children, issue 31. X-Men Red, you just touched on. You've got Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. Gunslinger Spawn, issue 22. Radiant Black, 25. Kingspawn, 24. Superman Night Terrors, which we've touched on. I'm still about. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, 34. Void Rivals 2, which we found out this is Transformers moving over to Skybound. Extreme Venomverse. I'm just going to give this a little click and see if it's got Hellfire. It does not.
Yeah, she's awake again.
Blade didn't have one.
No.
Walking Dead Deluxe issue 67.
I'm trying to find the thing that tells me what covers they are.
Batman Generation Joker White Knight, issue number 3. I'm not going to touch on the ones with hitting the key. So we've got Alien issue number 4.
I can't find it. I had a whole thing that told me what date, who it was, and what dates it was being released.
The Vigil number 3.
Being released.
New Mutants Lethal Legion. The Lethal Legion have no variants.
You're just
I Hate Fairyland number 7. Static Shadows of Dakota, number 5. And Time Before Time, 25. Nocterra Nemesis. Huh. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter, because apparently they're crossing over everyone. Darkwing Duck, number 7. A Vicious Circle, number 2. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red, number 1. Do you want a closer look?
No, I'm just still trying to find
Right,
which.
Return of the Jedi, the Rebellion, number 1. Battle Chasers, number 11. Ronin, Book 2, number 3. Dead Romans, 5. Red Sonja, 1. And I'm just fucking wittering here because. Oh,
Oh, all 8 eyes. We haven't seen the seasons have teeth for a while.
because they've hopefully cancelled it.
Hopefully.
Arcade Kings, number 3. Terror War, 4. Terror War 4, okay. Mothman, number 2. Wild's End, number 2.
We've not got Wolverine out this week.
No. If he is out, he's not popped up yet. The Mighty Barbarians, number 4.
I'm just looking through thinking, right, I've got this one, I've got this one, I've got this one. Avengers number 3? Is that out this week?
And I'm just
Oh, Deadpool. Deadpool's got one.
descending into chaos here.
Deadpool is only Bad of Blood out this week, isn't it? It's not normal Deadpool.
It's not normal Deadpool, no. So she's made me screw up. I didn't need to.
Ghost Rider isn't out this week. Hallows Eve isn't out this week. Invincible Iron Man?
No. We've got Grit and Gears 4. Bell Ancient Instincts, number 1.
Storm? Is Storm out this week?
No.
Amazing Spider-Man's not out this week.
No.
Ultimate Invasion number 2.
Next week. You're into next week.
So yeah, I swear when I looked before, there was 5 Hellfires this week. But there was like 10 the first week, 6 the second week, 5 this week, and then 9 in the last week. But I can't find what the other 2 are. So I'll just have to have a look and see when we're in the shop on Wednesday to see if there's anything I'm missing.
Yeah, so
It's going to really annoy me.
like I say, just touch on with our resident dealer, see what else is out. But I mean, I'm just heading into the shit pit here.
Yeah, heading into the really random.
What if Boba Fett fought Predator? Okay, that's not even Predator.
Really
Who is this weird worm with teeth?
Yeah, I have zero interest.
Yeah, I mean, there she is.
Ethel.
Big Ethel's
She's there
energy.
every week.
Be my villain. And this is just utter trash now.
Yes, we've headed down to the bottom, into the depths of the weird, random indie crap. So that is definitely the point that we call it a night.
Yeah, I think that's it from us. So, thanks for listening. Hope you join us again next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe.